I have so much respect for Steve and that basketball team and his program, and I like to think that we're a lot alike, and always makes you feel a little bit uneasy when you play as teams because everything's just so darn hard. And I'm sitting here looking at the stat line, and we scored 86 points. We're leading the, I think, Big Ten play in free throw shooting. We don't shoot it any good. And then we're 6 of 27 from three. And I felt great at half, other than my bonehead timeout call at the end, about the shots we were getting. And we just didn't make any. And it's a 10, 12 point game. And thought we were great on glass early. And then you know that it's a Big Ten game. They're going to make a run, and they did. And I thought we really, really turned it up. Energy-wise, defensively, I thought that we got out in transition, which is something that obviously Terrence is going to continue to add to us. But and then I thought Quincy hit a big three in the corner out of a timeout, and then Justin Harmon was just sensational today. He's a downhill driver, and he's shooting the three at a really high clip. But a lot of respect for them, and Cliff had a big game, but we were trying to make it very, very hard on Mag, Simpson, and Hyatt, and not let those guys get going. Coleman, another 5 steals. He's I think 11 steals in the last 2 games. He had a tough night shooting it for a guy who's one of the top guys in the league is shooting it. But he's playing sensational, and all in all, you don't get many 20-point wins in this league, and we escaped tonight with a really solid performance.
Brad, what has it been like from the last emotional standpoint? I know there are a couple of times when you could just see it even on the players' faces, just the emotions over the with the energy from the crowd. You normally have that, but even more today. What's it been like over the past 48 hours here?
I think this team's really connected, as I've said 100 times. I think they're very level emotionally. I think that there's, they saw a teammate be able to come back, and there's always joy in that. But this team has done an incredible job of staying in the moment of what's truly important, and it's not it hasn't been the outside noises and the other people, and it's what makes this team really, really special is their ability to focus on truly the next game and winning basketball games.
You mentioned answering their run there in the second half, and I think you called timeout when they went on that 11-1 run. What changed after that timeout and down the stretch?
The lineup. We made some pretty big substitutions, but I think it's I challenged the guys in that huddle. That we had a really old group out there when we went back to it. I mean, we were all old. I mean, for lack of a better term, old men. And okay, they made a run. Now it's time to respond, and we answered that bell, and that's a nice response to see. And we've got to avoid those, but I give the fans when we got going in a little bit of transition, but our guys responded with some toughness and a little more energy.
Brad, how do you think Terrence handled everything physically, emotionally that went into today?
Well, he was very tired early. I think he's I've said it, until you get adrenaline in you, as an athlete, you can't describe how much that's going to take out of you. And in conditioning, I mean, he can run all the wind sprints he wants and all the treadmills and all the pool work and all of that, and there's nothing like the adrenaline of competition. in a game. I thought he was fine. I think he got off to a great start because he could go pass it. It wasn't, you made a couple really nice passes and got teammates involved, and that's, really unselfish play or two in there. But he was very solid, and again, he's had just a couple of days of practice, and yesterday was really the first hard day. So, integrated him in a nice way, and I thought he was pretty solid.
Just the way that Quincy and Justin and really Marcus too have found their roles as quickly as they have. Like, what's allowed them to kind of seamlessly come in here and play at the level they're playing at?
If I had the true answer, I could write the book, and I think we've got a lot of guys around them that have helped them. Coleman's helped them. Luke Goody's helped them. I don't want to give it all to them. There's an acceptance of those guys that's had to happen, and we run a lot of action to Marcus. Ty, all those guys have accepted those guys and their and what they're doing and what they can bring to us, and that's pretty special. And it takes pretty strong human beings that they are character-wise to, okay, we're going to ask some things of you. I mean, we're asking a lot of those guys. And Quincy, another double-double. I challenge him every day to get 15 rebounds and be an elite defender. And he does everything we ask. All three of those guys do. And so, it's total acceptance, total buy-in, both feet in, not playing for any other reason other than to help the University of Illinois basketball be as successful as it can be. And along the way, they're a blast to coach.
Justin mentioned that just having Terrence back, things felt whole again. I mean, did you get, I don't know, any sense from the team that things were different because they maybe had everybody again?
We don't have Amani. I think there's value in him saying that. I think that it's, we played 6 games. I was really excited about how our guys played when we didn't have him, because there was a tremendous connectivity, we were really starting to find our groove, early and before that, and so I think it's the integration process has got to be a little bit patient with, but I agree. I think there's no doubt it's back to who we were, so to speak.
Brad, following up on that, obviously you guys are playing well without him, but adding a player of his caliber to what you were doing, what does that do for the rest of the team?
Yeah, they've got so much confidence in what he does, and Terrence provides easy opportunities. We don't run a lot to him. We just don't, and we haven't, and we didn't, and so he finds stuff that is you got 6'6", 225 pounds with a full head of steam coming at you, and when he gets to the line tonight 10 times, those things are just organic, and so there's a sense of that. We weren't getting those, and that's not a knock on anybody else. We just got it different ways, and and then I think on the defensive side, obviously he's an elite defender, and if I would say there's an area he struggled in today, it was probably that side as much as anything.
Brad, Justin's been in double figures 5 of the last 7. What's different about him? And I know with other transfers like Felice coming in, Grandison coming in, it took some time for those guys to really get comfortable and play up to their potential. Is there something you saw with those other guys that maybe is the same for him in terms of playing up to that?
I've been really hard on Justin. He'll tell you that. He's my dude though. So he's the guy that I have, you know, challenged. I've you know, when you, I put more on a sixth man type responsibility than maybe any other position, maybe more than most coaches do, because I want productivity. I want that guy to be a stud. I want that guy to be a bad mother, and he wasn't that consistently early. But so, I mean, he and I have had a lot of talks, and you know, just being able to be consistent and bring it every day. You know, Andres Feliz was spectacular at it, and now we're starting to see that. And it's not just, it's not his points. It's that helps, and he's capable of doing that. But it's what he does on the other side, and he uplifts us. And so he's just comfortable. He's just finding his niche. He's getting comfortable. It takes 10, 12 games, and here we go.
Coach, what's it say about the potential of a team where you can win by a pretty significant margin without knocking down a high level or a high percentage of threes?
Well, we had 17 assists. I think that anybody who's a fan of basketball has to enjoy our ball movement. I do. I thought we passed it a little too much sometimes tonight, made the extra pass, but we're sharing the basketball. We've got different guys out there who can shoot it. Different guys out there who can drive it. And, you know, not every night is the one thing we can't control, Doug, is whether that thing goes in. What we can control is that we go get a second shot and another opportunity. And, you know, Luke's going to have nights, he's going to make 5 or 6. Justin's going to have nights, he's going to make some. We've seen Quincy and Coleman have them. So, you know, it's, you know, you pair that with booty ball and forcing double teams, and, you know, they doubled us all night. And that's great. We're really content with that. So I like this team, their unselfishness, and then their ability to make plays.
Brett, Coleman's ability to swat at a ball, like maybe doesn't always get the steal, but it looks disruptive. Like some of that's probably innate, and I would guess some study. Like, how have you seen that part of his defensive game evolve?
Well, I haven't coached him 1 second in that, so it's a pretty innate ability to do that. But he's got exceptionally quick hands, and he's unique. There's a few players in the country that have that just ability to get their hands on a ball, and then he usually comes up with it. And that's even, you know, a lot of people knock a ball and it goes away. The ball gets come to him. But he's got a great knack for it, and he's got great timing and anticipation. But that's a unique gift that, honest to goodness, we try to dig and do some things, but you know, I can take zero credit for his ability to come up with loose balls like that. Thank you.